But then exactly 1 week before the race, so like the race is on Sunday, exactly the Sunday before that one, a few of my friends from the triathlon club here at ASU, we went out to Lake Saguaro to practice an open water swim,
Oh.
and I could not swim more than like 100 meters. I was like
Whoa.
scared as hell.
Do you have to swim a specific style or whichever one you're comfortable?
You could do whatever. It's
Okay.
just that it's an open water swim. So I mean, because I'm not used to open water swims.
Yeah.
I had only ever done one open water swim before this one that I'm mentioning right now. And that too, I had like one of my friends on like a paddle board besides me. So every time I would get scared, I would just hold on
to
it.
it.
But so we went to this lake, and both of my friends who were with me, they went all the way in the lake, and then they were like, if you're scared, just swim breadth-wise in the shallow part, and then once you're confident, then only just go towards the deeper part of the lake. So I was like, sure, and then I could not even swim in the shallow part either,
Whoa.
because I was constantly in a fear that I would, like that, because the water was murky.
Yeah.
And I knew the water in my race this swim was going to be murky as well.
Yes.
So you can't see anything in it.
Yeah.
And it would just scare me. I don't know. There's this fear.
Yeah.
So I couldn't swim more than like max, I would say 100 meters. And then compare 100 meters to like 3,800 meters.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up. And so I was like, now instead of prepping, I was constantly thinking of how am I going to survive this? And then another thing is, swim is the first leg of the race, right?
Yeah.
So it was more like, what if I fail in the swim? And all of everything that I've trained for, it's just gonna go to waste because I couldn't even get through the first part itself. Like I wouldn't even get the chance to do bike or run.
The ones that you love.
Exactly. And then so I was in such a it was a very tense week. So I called up all my friends who had done the Ironman before, and I was like, wait, did you guys feel the same way? I had so many questions. I would just want someone to, like listen to my fears and then just be with me saying that, like, this will be fine.
Yeah.
Just, like, reassure me.
Yes.
That no matter how much of a fear this is, you just get through it. And that's what my friends did, honestly. They're like very nice. It's the 3 people that I mentioned that were my closest friends. One of them did the Ironman. 2 of them did the Ironman like on separate occasions later on in the next 6 months. So that's what drove me to, like train for it too.
Okay.
This is like a backstory.
Okay.
But so I called them and they said, you'll get through it. Don't worry about it. Everyone feels this way. And then once you're in the water, you just swim through it. Don't worry about it. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just take your word. I was still super dicey.
Yeah.
And then they said, just go for the practice swim. So practice swim is a day before the actual race.
Okay.
So they open the actual swim course for a shorter distance for you to practice.
Okay.
You can just go there, swim around, do whatever you want, just get comfortable with it. So I went there with and then my brother had just landed then that morning itself. So I was like, I picked him up from the airport, went straight to the practice swim and put my wetsuit on and jumped. Everyone was jumping from the platform in the lake. I was too scared to jump itself.
Yeah.
So I sat on the platform, slowly just like dipped in the water and then started swimming. The first 2-3 minutes were like incredible because I was like, wait, I can do this. It wasn't
Nice.
like it was nowhere near to how I felt the week before in the practice lake swim with my friends. That time I was like scared to death. This time the water was so nice. It was like the water was cool. It wasn't cold. It was nice and cool. People around me were just swimming, and then I don't know what flipped, but I was just having such a good time swimming. And then and then I had a few backup strategies in my mind. I was like, if I need to stop, if I need to take a break, I practice in the pool, and I would just turn around and float on my back for a second, catch a breath, start again. And so I was like, you know what? Let me put that to test if it still works out here. And I did all of those things. Everything that I had as a backup system, I tried everything out.
Yeah.
Just resting on my back, doing like a backstroke, swimming in different styles to be sure if I'm comfortable with it. I tested everything out. And then I don't know how, it just took the fear out of me.
That's cool.
So it helped me so much. I would say it was like a day and night difference. I was like a different person after the swim because the entire week had been so heavy on me. I was just calling everyone, asking if I could do this or not. And then suddenly I just have all the confidence to do it again. But again, I mean, the fear came into me the next day when I was starting the swim again. But once I got in the water, I was back to like being happy, just being in there. And yeah, I can start discussing about the race as well. So you line up. There's like the race I was participating in had like 2,200 people racing that day.
2,200 people?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Mostly around 2,200 people. I went through the list and I'm just gauging how many it was, but it's definitely 2,200 people, if not more. So you line up depending on how long you think you'll take in the swim.
Yeah.
So there's like a time sort of thing, like if you think you'll finish the swim in like 1 hour 35 minutes, then there's a slot for 1 hour 30 to 1 hour 45. You get in that slot.
Okay.
So almost everyone around you is swimming the same pace.
Okay.
So you're not, like crashing into other people.
Okay.
And it's usually advised to get in the group that is one stage faster than you. So
why?
So I was, and the reason is that if you're slow and if other people, so when you're faster and then you slow down, you're still on track.
Oh, I see.
You're still on track to where you thought you'd finish.
Okay.
But when you're slower and then something happens and then you slow down, then you're, like, it's basically like a psychological thing.
Okay.
So you swim with the faster group. If you make it, you make it. If you drop by a group, you're still on your pace.
Okay. I see. And you're also not holding anyone.
Exactly. You're not holding anyone back. I mean, in the faster group you are, but you just need to be careful. That's it.
And what are the safety measures that Ironman puts so that no one is drowning? And yeah.
So the one here in Tempe, it depends obviously on every race.
Yes.
If it's in the ocean, the lake, or like a river. But the one in Tempe, they had these floating, like pad sort of thing every once in a while, where if you're just out of breath, you could hold and stop for a bit. They also had people on jet skis, boats, kayaks. There's volunteers. There was like 200 volunteers on like different vehicles. So like kayaks, jet skis and stuff. So they would just, like they would be standing or like floating at certain intervals.
Yeah.
And they would be watching you. Like they have an eye on you just in case if something happens, there's someone close by at least.
Okay.
And then let's say if you're out of breath, you want to stall for a bit, catch some breath, you can hold them. But the only rule is they can't propel you forward.
Okay. But you can just hold.
Exactly.
To catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's referees going around on jet skis and stuff as well. So that's what I did as well. I started swimming. I was doing great. And then my goggles started fogging up. So I saw a floating pad and I was like, where do I stop? And then one of the volunteers, they were like, there's a floating pad like 2 meters ahead of you.
Okay.
You could hold it and stop right there.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I just rested my elbows on it, took my glasses off, dipped them in the water, put them back on again.
Yeah.
But the water, I don't know what the combination was, the humidity, the cloud, the weather, the water temperature, it just fogged up my goggles. They were like new goggles. I made sure that they didn't fog up. They would still get fogged up again. And it just happens. Stuff like that you should be ready for.
Yeah.
So every certain time because I would let them fog up completely before I stopped and dipped them in the water because I didn't want to waste a lot of time.
Okay.
So there were so many instances when I just had like a 2 millimeter slit at the top that I was like looking through. So I was just be looking through that. Make sure I was going straight, following. There's like buoys in the water that you follow.
Yeah.
So that you're not going out of the route.
Okay.
I was just following those buoys, stopping once in a while when it was needed. I wasn't really out of breath that often. The only thing that wasn't happening how I planned was the goggles.
Okay.
I just stop, dip them in the water, put them back on, and meanwhile I would just talk to a volunteer.
Yeah.
Anyone who was on the kayak, or like if a fellow athlete was stopping as well, I'll just talk to them as well.
Yeah.
And then I remember this one time. So when you swim, when you start the swim, before you're halfway through, you face the sunrise in Tempe.
Oh.
And I mean, Tempe Town Lake is not open for people to swim.
Yeah.
So this, so I stopped. I was cleaning my goggles. There was like a very old lady who was also an athlete. She was swimming, but like
Yeah.
she was in a bad condition.
Mm.
And then I just look up, and it was probably the most beautiful sunrise I've seen in Tempe.
Wait, so when do you guys start the race? What time?
I think I started at 7:30. So
Okay.
pros start first, and then the age groupers, and then it starts, as I said, time wise.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I started at 7:30.
Okay.
And then fun fact is, like, when I started, the first few pros who were finishing, they were coming back already.
Wow.
They're so quick. They're so quick.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the sunrise, and it was one of the most beautiful sunrises I've ever seen in Tempe. And I was like watching the old lady just like not do well. And I was like, ma'am, just look at that. It's like, isn't that pretty? It's like a very
beautiful.
nice day.
Yeah.
And then I could see that she was pissed at me because she wasn't doing well. But then for me, it was surreal. So I was just, because I knew I was never going to swim in that lake again. I mean, as ASU students, Tempe Town Lake is like somewhat important to us because
Yeah.
you're so often around that lake, but you're never in the lake.
I've
just
wanted
swimming.
to swim in that lake. I really want to swim in a lake, but
It's honestly, it's not advisable to because it's a very dirty lake.
yeah.
Trust me, I had like neon stripes on my wetsuit, and then with my arm this much away from me, I still couldn't see the neon. Like, forget the black part, I couldn't see the neon part
Whoa.
either. It was that bad. So I was technically looking into nothing while swimming.
Okay.
So it was crazy. But yeah, so I would say half of the swim was done like with no efforts, but the second half was kind of difficult because I don't know what really happened, but like I could only breathe on one side, my comfortable side. Instead of breathing on both the sides, I was breathing on just the right side,
Yeah.
and because of that, my swimsuit kind of folded in closer to my neck.
Oh.
And then that scratched my neck as well. So I could feel it. So I just stopped, put it back up, start swimming again. But there was no way to avoid it. I was just
Yeah.
comfortable that way. I didn't want to get uncomfortable and like slow down.
Yeah.
So I continued breathing to the right instead of breathing on both the sides, like one to the left, one to the right. Did that. Swim was the fourth half. So let's say if the 3/4 of the swim was easy peasy, I would say. I was enjoying it,
Yeah.
but the last quarter was when I wanted it to end. I was like, I'm done with this. I swam so much, I'm done with it. And then because I was breathing on the right side, I was also drifting to the right.
I see.
So I would drift out, and then I would outside, I would come back in, and then I would drift out again, I would come back
Yeah.
in. And because of that, I ended up swimming half a kilometer more than I should.
Oh no.
So instead of 3.8, I swam 4.3 kilometers. And so that's why I aim to finish it in like an hour 40 or an hour 45 minutes or lesser.
Yeah.
But I finished an hour 55 minutes.
10. It sounds like it's just 15 minutes, but that is a lot, especially when you're
It is.
swimming. You're just, I'm tired, I want to be done.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.